One of the most important thing when opening a new survey account is actually choosing the right profile to use on that particular account. I mean, if you have the wrong profile or your profile seems to have like a mismatch information to the AI bot or to a particular survey platform, you would face either a shadow ban, and part of that issue is that you will face disqualification a lot. You see messages like you are not fit for this survey. Like, how can you apply for like 10 surveys and you are disqualified? Most of the time, this is actually tied to the profile that you have used for that particular survey account. There is the aspect of IP, but I can tell you that if you can solve your profiling issue, you have solved one of the big headaches when opening a new survey account. And in this video today, I want to talk all about survey profiling when opening a particular account. I will also recommend platforms that I have personally worked on and the kind of profile that works on them. And recently, I've also received messages like this: what kind of profile that works, like in DMs, here on YouTube. It's so much, and I just want to do this particular video to help you once and for all. Now, if this is your first time coming to this channel, hearing this voice, I want to beg you to consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Drop any comment, like the video. It helps the algorithm to recommend this video to more people. Don't just watch and pass. Watch, like, comment, subscribe. And if you are returning subscribers, I want to really appreciate you for always stopping by and watch our video. Now, without further ado, I want us to go straight into the video. So first, it is not new that many people who are doing surveys tend not to use their real profile. Yes, it's very reasonable because survey is actually meant to be anonymous, and you are trying to protect your data. Yes, and you are right for protecting your data, your information, your name, your age, and all of that. But while doing that, if you appear not to be a realistic person, you appear to be like a bot, you appear just to be a little mismatch based on what a survey has gathered in the country that they are in. Let's say, for example, US, they know the level of people when I think they call it geographical something like that. Sorry, I'm not that of a person in that area, but apparently they kind of know the average person, the poor person, the high in person, the amount, the duration. They kind of know those data, and if your profiling does not match any of those data very well, you would end up getting disqualified. Now, before I will go ahead to tell you the kind of profile that works, I want you to know that when a research company gives a job to a survey company, I have explained this to some of my students. We have research company that offers their job or that gives these surveys in a particular survey website, like for example LifePoint is a company or a website, but it hosted many survey partners. We call them researchers in their website. Those guys actually target profiles. They actually target by geo location. They actually target by demography, the kind of people that they want. Are you seeing it? So if they are looking for a poor profile, they already know that a poor profile ends around this to this range, and if you are not in that range or you just missed it slightly, you'll be disqualified even though you are a near match. All right, so that's why opening the right account is very important, and it is vital in opening your survey account. All right, so right now let's talk about the profiling itself. First, I want you to know this, that there is no right or wrong profile. The problem is that most people don't just know what to use and in which scenario that they need to use it, and that's why you are here right now, right? Because I'm going to take my time to explain this. Like I said, there's no right or wrong profiling. It is just at what scenario should you use this. All right, what works for this particular website. What I do most time is that before I open a particular website, I take this. In fact, I take time to create my profile and opening the survey account. Many people that I've seen is that they just discover a new survey platform and immediately they want to try it out. They go and open an account with them and they start struggling. But what I do and what I've taught some of my students is that take your time, do a little bit of an underground research about that platform, kind of find out what works. And if it's something that we have found out that works, we'll already share with you. But if you find a new platform, try to find out what works And of course, you can also experiment, but I'm going to also teach you the kind of profile you can use for experimenting. So you are getting a lot of package in this particular video. So okay, try and experiment, but sometimes some profiling just works better in some survey platform, mostly those that are upcoming. So these are some of the things that you need to know. First, there is no right or wrong profiling, just that some works perfectly well for a particular survey platform. You tend to have more surveys than the others because the people offering jobs in that particular website are targeting your kind of profile. That's why you are getting more jobs. All right. It's not actually a miracle. Maybe there's grace, but it's not actually a miracle. It is that you are doing something right. Okay. So we have three category of survey profile. We have the high profile, we have the mid profile, and we have the poor profile. All right. Basically, these are the three profile you would hear even other coaches teach you. But personally, from my experience, I would like to say that there is a semi low profile. All right. So this is in between a mid profile and a low profile. And I also like to also include that there is also a semi high profile. So this is a kind of profile that is not in the high class, but it's not also in the low class. Now, if you are one who do your research, sometimes you will see that countries like US and UK have people in C level, and sometimes I think they have C1 and C2. I don't know if they have anything like C3. Now, those C levels belong in one group, but that number separated their level. So that's why I said like there's like a mid high and a mid low. So this is in between mid and low. So if we should put this together, that means we have altogether like five profile that you can open, you can choose to open for each survey platform. All right. So here is how to use it. Here is the logic, and here's what I've used, and here's what is working for me, and I'm going to share with you, and hopefully you are going to apply the same and begin to see results for yourself. So let's start with the high profile. So an high profile person is basically someone who is earning a good amount of money, and even in the high class they have like the C levels. And like when I mean the C levels, I'm not talking about now in the ID card form. I'm talking about the C level in the aspect of business owner. So we have the CEOs, the president, we have the CFO. These are all superior super people in big companies, either business owners or they are working in a high position in their survey, sorry, in their company. All right. So for example, I can decide to say, okay, I'm in the C level and this is a high profile, and I'm in the C level. I am a CEO, or I'm a CEO, is it CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Okay, what department do they work in? Because not all jobs have that level of position. So you can't claim that you are in a C level and you choose to be a trader. When you are asked your company or industry that you are working, you say you are a trader but you are a C level. That is not realistically possible in UK, in US, and I think the same is for Australia, because profile works everywhere. It's just for you to be able to think, how would people in this level look like? Okay, so um levels like this basically works for IT companies and marketing firm, financial institution, bankers, those kind of private sector, like private sector. Basically, I use IT most of the time, so I'm giving you that as a tip. I just choose an IT office if I'm to use an high profile. So you choose an high profile, and for high profile, you must know this thing, that the high profile must have a car. All right, and the kind of car that they will have is not a small Toyota or anything. They will have, yes, people in that high class, they try to show off. So we have vehicles like Lexus, BMW. These are the kind of cars that C levels can have. So you must have a car that is worth it. You can even choose Tesla, you can even choose other cars. Okay, so you must have a car. And also, how much are you going to earn in pounds? Most times C levels earn up to 160k above 160k above. Some people put 100k. Yeah, it's actually that is their salary. So they earn from 100 to 160k yearly in pounds. Now, if you are doing in USA, convert this amount to you. That is as simple as that. So I'm going to be explaining more with UK. All right. Simply convert this into US dollars so you will know how much you're going to be earning in pounds. Then also in your profiling, another thing we normally suggest is that try to have a child in your profiling. This just help you to have surveys around children. All right. It's as simple as that. Also, be a married person. C class should be a married person, obviously. Then a C class, when it comes to the education sector, your educational degree, you should not be an undergraduate. Undergraduate is someone who just finished their BSc. You should be in the aspect of a master degree holder or a professional, which is a professor. All right. So these are the two realms you must be when it comes to the educational part. Another thing, yes, you must live in a city that actually warrants, that actually carries your statue. All right. So in somebody that is the mid profile should not be in like Brentford or something. They should be around like Manchester City and some other top cities in the UK because of their statue, the statue that they have, their position, and the amount that they are earning. All right. The company size, yes, in company size for this kind of people, it should be from 50, not less than 50, from 50 and above. All right. 50 and above. I just believe that I'm going to remember all of the details as I'm listing for others. If I forget, drop on the comment section and I'm going to give you that. Okay. I'm also trying to go through one of my profile here to at least address you on this specifically. So your social group, they'll definitely just ask you that you are already in the C class. All right. Then your company should have at least from 10 million pounds. That should be the revenue. You should have a smartphone. You should live that kind of life. All right. So people that are in this class, they have smart TV. They have everything about them is smart. They have PC. They have Mac. Do you understand? So you must think like the profile that you are trying to create. All right. You must think like the profile. That is the first thing. Think like the profile you are trying to create. Okay. How would they function? Don't think like your country. Don't think like Nigeria. Don't think poor. Don't think small. Think, put yourself in that shoe. All right. Then when you are answering survey, let me just give you one tips. When you are answering survey for a rich profile, all right, it is not every survey you would do. Okay. For you, one of the things that I've seen people do as a mistake is that when they are answering surveys, what they do as a high profile now, you can't be on survey from morning to evening. You would be noticed. Don't think these people are not looking at you. So to them they'll be like, okay, how can you say yes? Another thing is that you're working full time. A high profile person is working full time. All right. But how can you say you are working full time and you are a high profile inner and yet you are staying hours on survey platform? Don't you have anything that you are doing? So I'm trying to give you a logical reasoning how this company would also evaluate you. I'm telling you the truth. That's how they're also going to evaluate you. Don't you have what you are doing? Don't you? They will think like that. So that is for high profile persons. Another thing is that high profile earners don't really have time for survey. So when survey disqualify them like 2 times, they say, what is all this? They have to, because what they are, survey just pays a little thing like peanut to what they are earning. So that thing does not worth their time. So they don't stay. But you are answering high profile earner. They have disqualified you like 5 times. You are still there. 10 disqualification, you are still there. It will pause immediately to the bot, the AI checking system, that this person is a bot and he or she is mimicking this kind of profile. So that is for high profile. Then there are survey platform that will ask you, why do you join us? When they ask that kind of question for a high profile, you shouldn't tell them that you are trying to make money from survey. Just tell them I'm trying to put my inputs for making the world a better place and all of that. Just find something to write, okay? But not to make something, and you must not show that when you are using a high profile. So I believe I've been able to touch around the high profile Then your student school, they don't used to ask all of those in survey basically, but a high profile person is someone who spends money. Another thing I want you to know about high profile is that most time you may receive little surveys depending on the platform. There are platforms that when you be a high profile, the kind of survey that they give you are actually high paying. There are platforms like that that pays you based on your your profile. Okay, they pay you based on your profile. Yes, you may receive little offers, but yeah, it's actually going to worth it. Mostly if you know how to play your game, think like a rich person and not a poor person. You are not poor. Okay.